Hey, how are you? I am Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Fantasy Six Pack to talk about Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Well, who's playing? You did it all backwards. The Denver Broncos head to LA to battle the Chargers. Right now, over-unders around 41 total points. Seeing how it's December 19th, we're less than a week away from Christmas, so we're going to have some downtime, some time for peace and quiet, or if you want to be the life of the party around your friends and family, drink, be merry, do everything safe, don't drink and drive, don't gift something silly. I mean, you can re-gift, that's not even a big deal. But what I'm getting at is let's take this time, to take stock at what we have around us, what's most important to us, and kind of breathe a sigh of relief and go, you know what, whatever, we don't have it that bad. We're watching a DFS video, we have the means to do that. This game, it's going to be quick and easy. I'm not kidding. Granted, it's later in the day than normal, but when we look at this one, Denver's 9-5, the Chargers 8-6. The Denver Broncos have won 4 straight games. They're on the verge of their first playoff appearance since 2015. The AFC West is already, it's not done it actually is done and over with. Kansas City has already clinched. They've made the playoffs. They've clinched the division. They're 13-1. Denver's right there at 9-5. As I've said, are they firmly in that number 2 wild card spot with that record? And if they get to 10 wins tonight, probably not all but a lock there. But the Chargers not far behind there, 8-6, as I said. They're third in that wild card spot. So why is this video going to be quick and easy here? Because I have the Chargers to win. You're going to be shocked, and I'm telling you, I'm going to give you the final score, and then we're going to work our way backward instead of being a weirdo where I give 13,000 players and their projections, and your head is spinning and my head's spinning, and we're going from there. But when I look at this one, I have the Chargers realistically to win 42 to like 21. So you're looking at they're going to win by 3 touchdowns, 21 total points. Make that make sense, Chris. And again, not trying to make a splash, not trying to be an a-hole or go, look at me, I need attention, or whatever that would be. But I have a feeling that the Chargers actually get this done, and I'll tell you why. Let's work our way backward. It'll be like a movie, like a Quentin Tarantino movie in a way, but only like 8 or 9 minutes, if that makes sense. When we look at the Broncos and the Chargers. Start with the Broncos, as I said, on the verge of making their first playoff appearance. And how long? The Broncos, they've won their last 5 games. They're 4-1 during that stretch. Last game, they beat the Colts 31-13. They beat them up pretty bad. Broncos sitting 9-5, as I've said. And I switched screens. You can't see it, but I have notes on another page, and I'm going to scroll down from there. When you look at the Chargers, they're kind of limping into this one. They're going to score 42 points when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers absolutely bent them over and spanked them last week, 40-17. That's nuts. But when I look at this, and it's not easy, but it's just so straightforward to me. And I'm not saying this because on my end of things, it's almost 5 p.m. Eastern. The game kicks off in 3 hours, 15 minutes. Chris, you're rushing through this. You kind of half-ass put this video together. I really didn't. I wish all the videos were like this, and I had a point right off the bat, and I give you the final score, and I stand by it, and these are the players I'm going with. Normally that happens, but tonight it just seems a little bit different. Maybe I haven't done the best of conveying those feelings to you, because all the videos are 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and I give a bunch of players, and I do give a final score, and I stand by it in a betting lean, and they're all been pretty good over the season. We're already week 15 here. But the Chargers, I think they're going to do really well in this game because they have a decent passing attack. Yes, when looking at my notes here, what's his name? Justin Herbert. What am I trying to look at? He's 4 straight games without 220 passing yards, which stinks. He's completed about 64% of his passes during that stretch. So how are we getting to 42 points? Well, let's look at this here. In the game, the Chargers been able to take apart the Denver Broncos defense that's been torn to shreds. They were torn to shreds by the Browns. And when you look at the Chargers for the rest of the season, I think they're going to go on a run. They're going to go on a roll. I wouldn't be shocked to see them win out the rest of the season. They lock in a playoff spot. And again, they beat Denver tonight 42-21, 42-20. Denver will make it in as well. But for tonight's being, give me the Chargers minus the 7.5 points. We'll talk about some players, and then we're going to get the heck out of here. Bo Nix, he's been fantastic. But when you look at Bo, he hasn't had a rushing touchdown in 6 straight games, that's unlike him. And he was kind of cruising towards offensive rookie of the year. And then at first it was Jaden, then it was Bo, and they're going, and we shall see. But when you look at Bo Nix tonight, 21 to 22 completions, around 225 passing yards. All the projections have him 1 touchdown pass. I'm going to give him 2. I think he's able to get there as they play from behind, and 4 to 5 carries for about 25 or 30 yards. This will come as no shock what I said over the last 6 minutes. I'm heavily stacking the Chargers, right? And I've given price tags, I've given projections and what I'm doing with my lineups. Rarely have I ever talked about value, right? We know what the value is, and in GPPs and such, 3 or 4 times value, which is their price tag and what their projected points are to be. And you do the math, the math, and then you get a projection or a value, 1x, 2x, 3x. And when I look at Bo, I have him 2.1x value tonight, which is fine. You're going to double not double the money, but he'll double what we need from a points perspective, given his salary. When we look at Justin Herbert, he's the one I want tonight. And again, they're going to score 40 plus points. We're going to want Herbert. We're going to want the rookie running back Vidal, Ladd, Quentin Johnson with a little bit of Stone Smart. And again, you're going to say, well, what's up with Gus Edwards? Why are we not going to screw with Gus Edwards? I'll tell you, I have a big spiel about that, but we'll get there. Justin Herbert, 15 grand on FanDuel. Denver right now, 6th overall against opposing quarterbacks, 21, 22 completions, around 260 yards, and he'll have at least 2 touchdown passes. They're going to hang 40 plus points. The Chargers are going to win. They're going to cover. I think the Chargers are only minus 2.5 points, but I'm tired of saying the point spread and how many points they're going to score. It seems like a crutch. Well, if they're going to score that much, Chris, why don't you effing tell us how it's going to happen? I'm working on it. I'm just arguing with myself in my own head. Herbert will be okay. When we get down to the running backs, here's my big spiel, right? Javonte Williams, going to be okay. 11 grand on FanDuel, 11, 12 carries, 50 yards, 2 to 3 receptions for around 20 yards. So you're looking at like 60, 70 yards, all-purpose yards, but it'd be hard-pressed for him to find the end zone with the likes of what's his name, Cortland Sutton around, and Bo Nix. Has he been there? Granted, as I told you, he hasn't scored a rushing touchdown in 6 games, but when I look at Javonte, their DST's only allowed 6 rushing touchdowns all season. So Javonte, given his price tag, I'm all set. Call me crazy, single game slate, single entry GPP. I think we can get away with it. I don't care if we don't get away with it. That's how I'm running my lineups, and we'll go from there. Now, every time I do a YouTube video, and again, Gus Edwards and the rookie Vidal, I'll get to here in a second. When I do a YouTube video, shout out to everybody in the comments, specifically Fantasy Yeet, right? Uso reference and WWF. I'm not an old man. I'm hip to the game. But when we look at, he always says, go against the grain, or like I'll say, the Chicago Bears are playing the Detroit Lions. Everybody on earth is stacking the Lions. Let's run it right up their butts with Chicago. I could see the same thing here. If I'm thinking of stacking the Chargers and everything that has to be considered, then why don't we make a lineup with Denver Broncos? That's just DFS 101, DFS smartness, or building a bankroll in a way where we're going to fade the chalk, as folks say, and run it up the gut or in the back door, as some other folks say, with the Denver Broncos. But the Chargers, I just have a strong feeling. 40 plus points on Thursday Night Football. I don't want anything but the Chargers. And if I lose $10, because as I said in the beginning, I'm only going to play $10 this week, I'm going to give the rest away because it's Christmas. But Gus Edwards, 12.5 on FanDuel, and you're looking at what? I think I have him for like 45, maybe 50 total yards at $12,500. It's insane. And there's a $5,500 difference in the Chargers running backs. The rookie Vidal, 7-8 carries, 30 yards, around 15 to 20 receiving yards, and I think he'll find the end zone as well. So to me, Vidal is a wonderfully cheap play, and you're going to get a whole heck of a lot out of him. When I count my 1, 2, 3, the Denver DST, their top 5 against rushing yards a game allowed, yards per carry allowed, and rushing touchdowns allowed. And again, that applies to Vidal, but Gus Edwards is just too much money, and the Denver Broncos DST has been pretty good against running backs. So no way I want in on Gus Edwards. Granted, he wasn't bottom of the barrel the last few weeks, but we can toss that aside. When we look at the wide receivers, It's Cortland Sutton and Ladd McConkey's world, and we're just living in it, at least for tonight's sake. Ladd, 8-9 targets, 6 to 7 catches, 70 yards. He'll score a touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 9 to 10 targets, 5 to 6 receptions, 65 yards. He'll score a touchdown. 42 to 20. How many touchdowns is that? We're just doling them out. It's Christmas. I would do that even when it's not Christmas. Stone Smart he is the starting tight end for the foreseeable future. 4 or 5 targets. 3 to 4 catches, 35 to 40 yards, and he'll score a touchdown as well. And if you want some cheapy, what the hell are we doing kind of play, let's run with Dicker the kicker, right? The Chargers kicker, 8-5 on FanDuel. He'll be in play from all those extra points. Maybe could be a case where we're looking at 2 to 3 field goals from the guy. So as I said, we're over 10 minutes in. I thought this was going to be 7-8 minutes, but I'm just a bag of hot air sometimes. Chargers 42 to 21. We'll call it like that. So you could take the Chargers minus 7.5. Heck, take the Chargers minus 10 for all I care. Denver 5-0 against the spread their last 5 games. Chargers 6-2 against the spread their last 8. And the over has hit in 7 of Denver's last 10. Given the fact that the over-under's 41, I have the Chargers to carry the over by themselves. So you're looking at what? 63, 64 total points. So give me the over. If you want to do an alternate spread, take over 60. That would put some hair on your chest if you wanted to. So be good, be safe. We'll do this all over again on Sunday morning, right? Bottom of the barrel is out soon. We'll talk Sunday morning. And then we're on the fast track to Christmas. We're already there, but hey, it's fun to say. Be good, be safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.